I can hear you. Volume's a little low, but it's okay.
More my personal volume, probably.
Maybe.
How was your day?
It was a day. I was here. I poked around in EVE Online a little bit and entertained the cat.
It took me a second to figure out what y'all were talking about. I was like, blowing up things that are passive. I was like,
Yeah. You played EVE, haven't you? I think.
I have not. I've seen you. You showed me a bunch of videos and stuff, but
Oh, okay.
you pretty
Well,
much
not.
dissuaded me from playing it. So
Yeah, because it does have a bit of a learning cliff. Most games have a learning curve. It's not so much. Well, that's less true now. They have a much gentler
it was more for
two-player
me about
experience.
very much like New World, how there's like these massive guilds that like overpower things, and I was just like, that doesn't sound like fun.
If you want to do anything on that scale, yeah, you guys have to join one of the existing ones, or that's it. Howdy, see how it goes.
Oh, what's happening?
Evening.
We are present.
All right.
Thank you for what you left.
Watching the Titans lose.
Why did the Titans lose?
Yeah, I just realized there was just a few seconds left, so I switched it over there in the living room and watched them lose it in the last 3 seconds on a field goal.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I tuned in, it was tied up. I'm like, oh man, here we go. And lost it in the last 3 seconds at home for the playoffs.
Oh, really? Well, they really needed a break, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to have a long one.
It was a typical choke.
I've heard that joke before. Well, these kids are getting just run into the ground in some kind of high school football scenario where like they're trying to make them winners. And they're like, all right, guys, if we win this game, we go into the playoffs. And the kids are talking to each other. So that means like 10 more games and all this continues on. So they got definitely through the game. So they lost.
Yeah, we're done. We're going home now.
Did you get caught up on So I'm a Spider, So What?
Assuming they haven't added more.
Oh, they haven't. Yeah, I'm hoping they will. It was very amusing.
It was. I have a feeling they probably will not, because it seems a lot of series they do that. They do 1 or 2 seasons worth and they're done. Yeah. Move on to something else. But it was a good series. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The writing was, I thought, pretty well done, how they weaved those two timelines together. So.
Did you ever see Gate? It was from like 2013.
Mm-hmm. That was it involved the Japanese self-defense force.
Yes. I figured you would enjoy it because you get to see helicopters versus dragons and stuff like that.
Yeah, then with the flight of the Valkyries and everything. And they even had speaking of helicopters, they had their Armageddon Owl scene with the chopper coming up against a castle wall.
Right.
I remember that one. The bad guys are there. They're on the castle, or rather the heroes are there on the castle wall, and all is lost. And all of a sudden this chopper comes up, an Apache gunship, and then just wails away with a chain gun.
Yeah, that show has some excellent scenery that you just can't get anywhere else. How often do you get to see an Apache versus medieval guys attacking a gate?
It worked about as well as you figured, yeah.
Yeah, and they would do the shield wall, and they would just shoot through them and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah, I did see that, and of course that the fellow was fixated on manga.
Yeah, what was weird about that show is you had a main character that was actually competent, but he didn't look like he was competent. He hit it at first. Then the side character that was one of his subordinates found out throughout the show, oh, he's a ranger. Oh, he was in special forces. What? That guy?
That's a trope in Japanese animation. Have you ever seen Irresponsible Captain Taylor?
I don't think so.
It's a pretty good series, but it has a similar character. The character is just seems like Looney Tunes, but then they put him in command of a destroyer. It's space. They put him in command of a destroyer, and he does very well. Yeah, Irresponsible Captain Taylor. You might look that one up someday. It's an old anime.
Well, even Global seemed kind of offhand.
The SDF-3? Yeah, Captain Global.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds interesting.
The old Macro series, the original Macro series.
Hello, E.
Hello.
So how goes?
Doesn't go too bad.
Yeah, we were just discussing anime. Haven't really seen any new series since Arcane qualifies as anime, but animation at least.
It qualifies. I liked it.
It was excellent. I really liked it. Its strongest point was characterization. The characters were just so well done.
Oh yeah.
Each had their own depth and the way that they played against each other, and how the plot, as a result,
I feel
swung
like the
this way and that
characters
way.
are the only reason League of Legends is even as popular as it is. Because the gameplay itself is meh, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
people have just gotten addicted to the characters in it. And
I agree with that. With the characters and their individual mechanics, so they just have fun with that.
yeah.
It's all true. We'll see if they do anything more with that.
The only other really good anime I really look forward to is Demon Slayer. They're in their second season right now.
Demon Slayer. Don't think I
If
know
you like
that
like
one.
Naruto and stuff like that, it's like excellent shonen style action.
Gotcha. I never really was into Naruto.
Yeah, I figured you
Um,
might not like it, but it's like I said, it's a really good action one. And of course, Yashahime is out, which is Inuyasha's kids.
Oh,
Only 30 years after the original, or whatever that was.
yeah. It's been a long time. Yeah. I don't think I watched all of that one either.
It wasn't too long ago that they released some episodes to tie up the old show, because the show ended on a very inconclusive note, the original run, but they put out like a movie's worth of discs just separately to tie up the story. And this was probably about 5 years ago or so. So that show had been off the air for a decade, and then they released some extra stuff to. Okay, here's what the fans want. They want the conclusion. Here you go.
Oh, at least they were able to do that much. A lot of cases they can't even do that. I think they're a good example of that, and I'm trying to remember the name of it.
You're thinking of Firefly.
Gumbuster. The way Gumbuster ended, they basically ran out of budget, so the last two episodes were storyboards. Storyboards with some voiceover. It was bad, but at least they made an attempt to finish the story. And yeah, Firefly is another egregious example, but that's more live action. And hello, Steven.
Howdy.
I'd like to see someone make another stab at Gundar the Barbarian. That was an interesting world.
Yeah, the post-apocalyptic sort of thing, and you didn't even realize it for a while until you
Yeah.
got into it. Yeah.
It-
Oh, but didn't they? I thought they did. I thought there was a kind of a reboot of it at some point, and it didn't go far either.
They only had 2 seasons.
Hmm.
I've been trying to find them.
Well, it's
Purchase them.
the original is ancient. It's like back
Right.
there with Thundercats.
Yeah, it's 80, 81. It's way
Yeah.
back. But like I said, the concept was way out at the time, but it's still plausible.
They make movies along those lines all the damn time now.
That the one? Ariel Ukla bought a ride.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm surprised it hasn't been picked up for a movie. To tell you the truth.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello, how's it going?
See that be
Oh, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm here.
Better than there.
I don't know about that. I haven't tried there.
Hey, for y'all got the gaming good.
Thank you.
Y'all have fun.
Yeah, you too. You take care.
I searched for Gundar the Barbarian on Crunchyroll. I don't see it.
Fundar.
Thundarr.
Yeah, bad spelling.
I
Thunder.
searched for the word barbarian and didn't find it.
Oh.
So I did not know how to spell the guy's name.
Where would it even be?
I found it somewhere, but I can't remember. I had to pay for it. It wasn't something I could just watch.
As far as barbarians go, I've always been a big fan of Conan.
Oh yeah. The original. I want to say they're the original movie. With Schwarzenegger. They did what, 3 movies? And the thing that really sold it for me was Mako as the sorcerer, right? He was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, I know what you're talking
I
about.
loved him. I loved him with the little skull cap and everything.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
stole the movie.
It was awesome. Yeah, and the rogue character wasn't so bad, but I loved Mako.
I liked Grace Jones. She was very scary.
That was the second one.
That was the one with Mako in it, wasn't it?
Mako was in all three.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. He tied them together. He was the narrator.
Oh,
But
I
that
see.
is another story. Yeah, he was the narrator of the whole thing.
So you had Conan the Barbarian and the Destroyer, and what was the third one?
He was a chronicler.
Here they were making a new one where it's older Conan after he's been ruling for a while. Like a recent thing.
Momoa did one not too long ago, but I haven't seen it.
There was one that one was terrible. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Thundar.
Reboot.
Oh, two R's is on Blu-ray. $25 for the whole series.
Yeah.
If you want, that may be the only way you can get it.
I was thinking for about the same price you could download it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, the recent one you said from 2011 with Jason Momoa was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Trying to find somewhere I might have it just to refresh my memory before I try to buy it on something I was trying to remember from 40 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anywhere else. Well, someone's apparently calling me, but by the time I manage to get over to the phone, it'll be over. So we'll see what the message says later. Nah, there's just no real good options there.
Thank goodness for Wikipedia. Say it was Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. There was supposed to be a third one, but it fell into development hell, as they say.
Yeah.
The script was adapted to Cole the Conqueror in 1997.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
That's based off of what was supposed to be the third Conan movie. And there was supposed to be a Conan with Schwarzenegger as the older Conan and called Legend of Conan back in 2012. But they got dropped in 2017, but there may be a television series.
Oh, God.
So who knows? But yeah, that's why I can't remember 3. I only remember 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red Sonja might be
Makes
what
sense.
you're considering in the third because he pretty much has a big cameo in there.
Yeah, but
I think he's right. I think that's what I am thinking is the third.
Yeah, he's not playing Conan in that, but he's very similar.
That's right.
I have all 3 films, so my Voodoo collection has blossomed to almost 600 titles now. Lots of it is just to replace things in high def that I had on just standard DVD back in the back there. I keep blipping. It's going to be fun, Ian.
So who's going this week?
I'm running, I think.
Okay.
Yep, it is C's turn.
I have a couple of crucial scenes to get to a certain point, so I don't know how quickly we'll get that done. It may be short.
Hello.
Hello. Matthew, I'm just letting you know you have a very sensitive microphone.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that was Scott. He was just confirming that he'll be around tomorrow to help with the groceries and such.
Yeah, I was saying you have a lot of editing to do.
Oh, really? You don't want to hear about purple worms, right?
Ooh, purple worms. I forgot about those.
No.
Is that like pink Paisley Post-it notes?
No, it's going to be the Queen of Feathers or purple worms and purple worms now in his game.
Please stop giving him ideas.
Mm-hmm. Can't help it.
I felt like last week was a stay of execution.
Oh, yes. From the Queen of Feathers and now the purple worms.
Last week's chore was well received. I built the new cat post, so the cats had gotten depressed. I had to get it built for them.
Uh-huh.
So there's been much rejoicing. That and I got them all out of my bed. Krista not here. I wound up with 5 cats in the bed. It's just not, you can't roll over.
Yeah, Oracle here. I don't recall who I was talking to when I was talking about Oracle sleeping in the bed. But most cats, I'm not cool with that because full-size cat tries to sleep on your chest, can't breathe. I was like, nah, go find someplace else.
Yeah.
But Oracle, he curls up in the corner of the bed. He's out of the way. He's just very unobtrusive. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm perfectly cool with that. You do your thing.
Uh,
He
that's,
just wants to hang.
that's the way these are. They're just all take up Krista's spot when she's not there. They all kind of line up on her side of the bed. None of them bother me. So it works out.
Mhm.
It's just
I don't know.
they get frustrated when she's home and no post. So I had to build a post.
Right.
I was told cats try to steal your soul while you sleep.
I have no soul to give.
Well, okay, you're safe then.
Sold my soul to the company store. Speaking of company store, I figured Peg would be here by now. He had a particular. It's all right. We can get to it later if we got it. He is suffering from a similar issue. However, his wife's birthday was the day before Krista's, so they may be out doing something for that.
Oh, okay. ROTG.
Yeah, but he didn't indicate that there was anything going on. I haven't logged on tonight to see what Trek was giving away today.
A T5 ship.
Hmm.
T5 ship token.
I see.
So any T5 ship off the shop. And when your character gets around to it, you can just use that token and off you go.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to ship it. I don't want that. Yeah, Scott's all the time asking me to get things for him in my various orders because he doesn't have access to the internet. Okay. Yeah, that's better. There we go.
Oil change at 7 o'clock this morning. That was my early morning mission. Logan's in next week, and there's a model car show in Chattanooga we may try to go attend. Yeah. It's a more of a national event, so maybe I can find some cool stuff.
Someone said bagpipes 3 times in a row.
And poof, there he is.
Uh-oh.
Well, it was just like the other night. Matthew was doing damage with that.
Hey, whatever works. I'm going to be carrying those things around. You're muted there, Mr. Peg. There you go.
Yeah, I know. Everything's running really slow and delayed for me right now. I was just seeing if it's on my end or.
Well, I'm still skippy here too, so.
Anytime it's abnormal on my end, it really wigs me out because I have no idea if it's weather related or actual internet.
All right. When we last left everyone, Sean had just been given a shiny little rock of a size, very similar to this one. And just like this one, it has a kind of inner glow to it. Of course, now the thing's eating it.
And that adds to the mystique, though.
Yeah, there you go. But this is particularly heavy. It's about like a good baseball, maybe even a little heavier. It's smooth, and it's just one more thing for your bag.
Oh, my. That's the wrong one. Interesting. So that's what you get for waving that rock around,
Which dimension are we in now?
All of them.
Accordion, not bagpipes.
Oh, there we go. That's the right one. There we go. Better.
I was playing around with some token hunting earlier. Found a white tiger and a good one for Miss Duncan. Thought that might be one for Baltimore, but I couldn't find a patch as far as a top-down token, and was struggling for Sean. So I spent a few minutes looking before I went to get a pizza earlier. Been working. I don't know how frustrating this is going to be for everybody blipping out.
Don't sweat it.
I may have to shell out some buckets for the top tier connection.
I don't think that's going to solve your problem.
More than likely not. Like I said, it was great for 2 weeks after whatever it was dried out, but we'll just have to see. Now I'm trying to self-buffer by watching my indicator here. And the mate basically gives you leave. And so it says, when we get to where we're going, I'm going to have to turn back for another mission. Going about whatever you need to tie up. And we can hook up later. But the submarine is going to turn back toward Africa. once we get to destination, he will have delivered his package and he's finished with this part of the project. So any opinions or questions you may have for him?
Not really. No, you're fine. No, Baltimore wouldn't ask anything.
But I guess point is he's not, with the 10 days you guys have spent together, he's not to think about it. So he's giving you an out because he doesn't have approval for you to proceed on.
If he needs to dump me here for the time being, that's fine.
But he will see you ashore and then he'll have to leave.
That's fine. I just gather my effects.
So as that last few days, another through the stone, you get word through the stone, Sean, that they're traveling east. Once again, with a warning that they are trying to see where the end of the rabbit hole goes. But they're headed practically due east. So that points them pretty much directly at Italy.
Okay.
You guys are
Try
only
to-
a couple hours behind the boat, so you might be able to.
I think Sean would try to convince Laura and Fritz we need to follow him somehow or get ahead of him. Following means finding a boat here in this harbor,
Best
Yeah.
proceed on in another form.
and getting ahead of them means going back for the airplane, for the seaplane.
A day and a half the opposite direction.
So best is to get a boat and follow.
Like I said, you're only not even 3 hours behind them. So what kind of a boat do you guys check out for? You look for something small, fast, or another larger vessel?
What sort of port is this anyway? Is it going to have a lot of fishing vessels or more
It's,
cargo vessels?
it's very sizable.
Yeah, so probably more on the larger side. But the ideal would be a smaller, fast boat.
Right.
Something that is not going to be so conspicuous in the water behind a freighter.
I mean, a larger fishing boat's not huge, but it's got plenty of room for each of you.
Okay,
It's a good cutter size.
hire the captain and off we go.
All right, so there we go. Barcelona is a fairly active port, so they're used to not asking. So Barcelona's an active port, so they're used to no questions. So you guys get underway. You're underway and heading generally east. The typical route is, so all right, looking at that, Laura doesn't have anything to do knowledge of ship handling, but she knows about flight plans and orienteering for aircraft. So she goes up to the bridge and talks to them, see if they can get some traffic around to see if maybe they can locate that other vessel. And they do. And at least get it confirmed that yes, Genoa is the destination that they are heading in as well. So with that knowledge, the ship's captain says, hey, we can probably beat them, and opens it up. That was a pretty good roll for that trouble figuring out. So I'm proud of roll 20 actually doing it right for a change. So she comes back down. The girls are sharing a cabin, and she starts breaking her guns down, cleaning them. You've seen her do this before. She does it when she gets nervous and anticipating a big fight.
You would probably be right.
Yeah. Now I was just wondering how Sean was feeling.
Like that tiger ready to spring.
Yeah, exactly.
All the way from the ship if necessary.
Right. Fritz, you notice that it's spring in the Mediterranean.
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
Like I said, it's springtime in the Mediterranean, so it's still a little chilly, and you can sense all the tension in the air with all the upheaval in the region and the awakening of spring has a lot of energy.
Is it being directed?
It makes you a little antsy, a little uncomfortable as well.
Is the energy at rest, or is it being directed?
It's just enough to, it makes you realize that something big's coming.
All right, that's what we're, guys. There's disturbance in the forest.
Yeah. Red sky in the morning. It's all right. You guys managed to get to Genoa late at night. It's 11 o'clock. Laura's first thought is go bang on the portmaster's door and see if the ship has come in. And it has not. She suggests we find lodging and then just take turns watching the docks.
That sounds like a good plan.
So she'll leave you with it and go find lodging. You know, Fritz, you can stay with whoever you want.
Yeah, Sean.
It's all right. About dawn, the ship does come in. Give me a perception roll. Okay. Do you have any sort of ship handling or anything? Okay.
Oh no.
But even to the untrained person, she's drawing a lot heavier than you think she should be.
You know, Sean might make a comment about that, but doesn't really draw any conclusions from that because,
Right. It's just
as noted, no skill to understand what that might mean.
how lightly encumbered that vessel.
So, Fritz, you have any sort of ship handling skills? All right. Why don't we do this? Okay. So, is it sinking or leaking or
Doesn't seem to be. It just seems to be. You would
maybe
think
another ship and got transferred cargo? Something
Maybe.
like that.
it could be something like that along the way, but it looks like it's wallowing a little bit.
That doesn't change our plans. So we're here to see what we see and do what we do.
Laura comes to relieve you and informed that the vessel's sitting there. So she's scratching her head as to how to proceed next as well.
Well, I think our ultimate goal is to liberate those that are aboard. But probably the ship is probably the worst place to do it because they're probably well guarded,
Yeah.
eyes on them all the time, that sort of thing. So there's going to be some sort of transfer to take place, just like there was at the other port. So maybe we just wait for that. See who shows up with trucks.
Yeah.
And then take the trucks.
Well, all right. A singular truck arrives, followed by a staff car. The truck unloads a squad of soldiers, turns and leaves. I need a perception roll. I'll give you one from Laura. All right. Based on that, Fritz gets it all. With 2 soldiers.
Could you repeat that? With 2 soldiers is what we heard.
Yeah. Baltimore and the major come down the gangway and head toward the staff car with 2 soldiers in tow.
What? Didn't he leave with on the thing with the other and some mission in the night? And
That tells you there was some sort of transfer done with the vessels. Maybe that explains something.
Fritz says to him, Sean, I'm going to sleep through the guards.
Yeah, let's get to where we can intercept this staff car as it goes. Set up an ambush.
All right. What do you want to try? It's pretty cramped through here, so it shouldn't be too tough.
Well, it had to go through the warehouses and the wharf to get up to the ship. It's probably going to use the same path on the way out. So let's head that way and scout out a likely spot. Not too many people.
Yeah. There are lots of places where there are stacks of crates that could be toppled or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much all we need.
Bottlenecks of a sort.
So there you go, Fritz. We'll stop the vehicle somehow, and then you'll have your opportunity to sleep the guards, and then we'll talk to these 2 dastardly gentlemen. One of whom we know.
No.
And I guess since he's probably doing this whole thing undercover, we need to treat him like he's one of the dastardly gentlemen.
Yeah. All right. I need to try something. while you guys are getting that set up. I'll be damned. All right. How do you guys intend on knocking your crates over? You gonna try some woo-woo shit, or are you gonna just physically try to lean up against it and knock it down, or what do you think?
Should be pretty easy for a Tiger. It's been how many days since? It's been several days since I last did that.
Yeah,
so,
3.
Yeah,
At least 3.
yeah. So it's not something I can do like all the time, but yeah. So I'll load up on a few charms and hit the transformation.
All right.
As long as we have a good place to do it.
There's, like I said, there's a flatbed unloading crates, just wooden crates, pallet size, 4-foot wooden cubes, basically. All right. They're stacked 3 high on a flatbed truck, and it's blocking most of the lane already.
And we'll wait for the car to appear before we actually finish that.
All right.
I need to get these folks that are doing the work out of here.
Yeah. Now, Tiger will do that.
Hmm.
The troop transport's leading them out, but it's empty. The staff car is behind it.
Okay.
Probably 2 car lengths. They're not.
How fast are they? If they're traveling too fast, you need to block off the truck as well as the car, because you're not going to get the crates to fall between them. They won't fall
Well,
fast.
you've got. They're only going about between 20 and 30. The truck has to negotiate a turn because it's going to have to creep around that turn because
That'll work.
flatbed is blocking most of the lane. A very tight alley. And the car will probably have to stop and wait on that transaction to happen and then move forward. So it looks like
Yeah.
you've got a prime opportunity there.
Okay, sounds good.
I need 3 seconds.
All right. So the truck stops, has to actually back up to get lined up to come back down the alley. The staff, and they stop to wait on the truck and load the truck down, so they're rubbernecking too. So you've got a 3 car length gap between them before the sedan starts moving forward.
All right, do it.
All right.
And the plan should be Tiger's going to go after the folks that were in the truck and keep them occupied, and Lauren and Fritz can deal with the major in Baltimore there.
All right. So I guess they're going to need a strength roll to push the boxes.
That's what I was trying to dig that up again. All right, give me a moment. The Tiger can push the boxes. It's just I'm telling you what I'm doing after that.
I got you. You could do that while the truck's negotiating the turn. It's to start your little panic.
Let's see, that is 13.
The guards in the back of the truck with Baltimore.
Yes.
Yes. All right. As soon as I get those 3 seconds, I'm gonna cast it asleep over 3 seconds, and there we go.
All right. All right. I want to try one. I actually rolled that a minute ago, didn't I? I did. Shoot. All right. Let me try one more thing. All right. Well, that's what I need to see. All right. I need a perception roll from the still humans on site. The tiger's a little busy. I don't think. All right. Here's how it goes. The truck comes through, starting to slowly pick up speed because he had to shift all the way down. He's trying to crank back through the gears to get back up. The Tiger leaps from the side of the flatbed, bounds off the stack of boxes, toppling them over, and runs down the end of the flatbed and starts scattering workers. Chain reaction drops 3 of those big crates and they shatter right in front of the car. and it slams into them because he was picking up speed as well. Laura's the only one who noticed, but there was like a flash bulb. It went off in the car right after it hit the boxes. Then the horn started going off. So anyway, truck moves on. Car's slammed up against a box of limes, and the horn's blaring. The driver's slumped over the steering wheel. Front seat occupants slumped against the dashboard, and the back door is slightly ajar, with one of the soldiers got his arm out the window, kind of hanging out. No sign of Major of Baltimore.
Well, Fritz, it's Fritz and Laura that responding to this.
Yeah.
Tiger's busy up front.
I'm going to. Never mind. I thought I had to keep quiet. I don't have it.
Let's see. I need to look at something here real quick. All right.
I'm going to do a pulse of sense life around me. Let's see if I can see if there's any humans within, or it's going to be. It's not a huge area, but
Yeah. The alley is teeming with life. There are several workers running down the street, an angry tiger, some rats running around. People everywhere. Laura says, this is damn peculiar. You have anything like the tech magic or anything in that bag of yours?
I do. I do not think it would be. Let me try that again.
Here's what you get.
Yes.
It's close enough that you actually get, yes, magic was done, but you can't trace it. You don't know where they went.
How about with this one?
You can tell there's like a teleport, but yeah, it's like you got the same problem that
Oh, I know what it is. It's just stupid. I've got to change the value. Let's see. Where's Seek Magic? There we go.
all right.
Do I have to change them? All my things were level 10.
I see.
Yeah, it's the thing that came up last time we played this game. Yeah, you do have to change them all.
This thing, and the thing was, I couldn't get mine to change for Martin, so I don't know how to fix it before we play again. But we'll get it figured out. But it's very short range. It wasn't a very big spell at all.
So it was in this area, and it's not active anymore.
Now to replay it for Baltimore, before we head out, come on, let me treat you to breakfast. The Italians have this wonderful coffee. And when the crates fall, you see him, he pulls a little card out of his pocket and mumbles something, and you guys appear in front of this cafe. He grabs your arm and you guys appear in front of this cafe. It's drama this morning. Delays can't be tolerated. Come, let me get you your coffee. It's foamy, but it's not too bad. All right. Sean, you get it cleared out, and you find out that you've got 3 unconscious soldiers and no target. The truck continued on. Like it didn't even notice.
Those guys must be in a hurry. I can't communicate with Laura and Fritz except to growl
Yeah.
in frustration. So I do the tiger equivalent of, where are they?
I couldn't remember how long you had to stay informed.
9 hours. It'll be 9 hours before it wears off.
I'm sorry, I missed it. How long did you have to stay informed?
It'll be 9 hours before it
I got
wears
you.
off.
Okay.
And I actually don't think I can drop it. I think it's 9 hours. It's 2d6.
Gotcha. For giggles, give me tiger perception.
It'll be one of those nights. Of course, they're always one of those nights.
I'm going to give it to you just for the simple fact of sin. And it's only from like a block away. So do you have any sort of tracking ability?
Let's see if she does. She may. Kind of. Yeah.
I'll take a search if you got a search skill.
It's all equally bad.
Yep. Equally bad. But the thing is, all right, here's another something. See if you can figure me out a tiger equivalent of point. Because it's east of where you are.
Tiger just starts padding off in that direction.
Yeah.
That's just leaves. And assumes that the others will follow.
Laura goes, "Hey Fritz, how long does this last anyway? Maybe we can wake one of these fuckers up and they can tell us what we need to know." They were obviously driving. Sorry, I blipped out.
Take their weapons away, tie them up, and slap them. They'll wake up.
All right.
5 more minutes, Mom.
Laura goes, "All right." She pulls the pistol off the driver and hands it to Fritz and just poof, cold clocks him. He's like, "Hey, what? Where you going?" He rattles off some cafe and then drifts back off. So next thing, she says, "Let's find one of these guys, see if they know where this cafe is." So they're running after a guy hiding from a tiger. So I need a search roll for that. Fritz, you got anything?
Have a research. Streetwise.
That worked too. Just anything that makes sense.
So it's not at 10. Here we go.
Yeah.
Streetwise.
Oh, most of Laura's are 10s. Yours is better. It is almost line of sight. In the distance, you can almost make it out. The tiger's already heading that general direction.
He'll hop along.
You guys head on to the no-name bar or whatever it is. The tiger's sniffing around a door frame. Hey, this is it. But no place for a tiger to hang out. So she's going to have to run around back or something. What do you do?
Is this thing single story, multi-story?
It is I would call it like what you would traditionally think of a deli would be. It's probably 12-foot square, 3-story.
So the tiger will wait for them to go inside. And as you suggest, go around back, but find an entrance, say a 2nd story, 3rd story, jump on the roof, go in up above and then in.
Yeah. It's probably possible, but you may have to go down a couple of buildings and do a little roof hopping, but you can probably pull that off.
Yeah, so that'll give Laura and Fritz a little bit of time to go inside and scout the area.
All right.
Fritz does have a search skill.
They go in, they take a table at the kind of the opposite corner and just watch what's going on. All right. So Baltimore, you've been presented with a pastry of some sort and a cappuccino, and they're scrambling you an egg and some sausage.
Well, eat the pastry and sip on the cappuccino and thank the major for his hospitality.
Yeah, absolutely. He's sitting there and he says, "You've been very gracious to me. And I extend the offer to you, invisible disappearing cat." Yeah.
I didn't catch what you said before you cut out.
Yeah. So I extend the offer to you to join us once again. I know you have a man of your stature has things to tie up, and I'll exchange information with you so you may contact me if you change your mind or continue on your path as you seem to have.
Yeah, I'll accept the information.
Yeah.
And really, I'll just say I don't want you to be in trouble with your superior.
That's if I took you with me, I would be. This appears to be very sensitive that I can't share. You can send by post to my dear Aunt Greta in Vienna at that address. I would not recommend a visit, though. She would find a man of your stature fascinating. She would nibble your ear at length.
Baltimore would just say, at least I know someone would find me attractive. He points to the missing eye.
She does have the advantage of knowing how to find. He said, but once they get finished offloading, we're going to turn back out to sea and subs are going to head on.
And Baltimore kind of goes, I understand.
That's all in the bishop's hands now. Yeah,
I see.
they said the cathedral's inside an old castle wall, a few miles east of the city. It'll all be done soon. Once they're past this last test, they'll move on to Germany for research.
I see.
I know not of his dealings. I just know he's a zealot. Probably the best word I can give. I need a. You have an acting role, Baltimore? Anything for a poker face?
All I have is smooth operator, which is like fast talk.
That'll work.
Where'd my thing go?
That'll work.
Not so smooth.
Okay.
Have you looked at your sheet to make sure you're not affected by the same thing the rest of us are?
I just went through and changed everything.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
It
And-
just it falls right into the actual thing, though. It works.
That one. Yeah, this one it's just under technique.
Evening.
I tell him good evening as well and wish him well in the street.
He's not gone yet. Laura's over with Fritz, and she goes, "I'm gonna find out what's going on." And she gets up and starts strolling over there. Now Baltimore recognizes her and like, "Oh shit!" And she takes on this slink that makes everybody in the room look at her. And she gets to the edge of the table, and she's not wearing her aviator outfit. She's wearing standard feminine kind of clothing, and just plants the biggest, most passionate kiss you've seen in ages on you. Give me a perception roll. Okay. All right. She parts away from you and just shakes her head and backhands you. And that's for not telling me. And she walks off. She passed you a small key into your mouth. You take your handkerchief out and dab away the lipstick and spit the key out into it, fold it up and stick it in your pocket.
Americans.
And the major is just entertained. He goes, "You must teach me these things." I knew I could use a man of your talent.
Baltimore's like, I wish I could forget such things. He's rubbing his jaw.
He's sitting there going, he's still very bemused, and he's sitting there. He gets up, he finishes, and he puts his napkin down the table and stands up and says, "I will leave you to your pursuit. I will see you soon." And he strolls on out the door. Laura's sitting at the bar, glaring at you.
So I finish the rest of my cappuccino and walk over there and just sit next to her.
You should have let me know you were going to get out of that so damn easy. I wouldn't have had to go through all that to give you a key to the room.
It's like Baltimore just orders 2 more cappuccinos and puts one in front of her. And
Might as well get one for him. You guys move back over where Fritz is.
Yeah. We'll go over to them.
Yeah.
I have news.
I would hope. You've been gone for 2 damn weeks.
Yes. Sorry about that. I was a bit indisposed. And he looks around at everyone and goes, when he thinks that it's safe to, he just goes, "That was an SS Major for the Third Reich. He definitely has someone over him that does not answer to the Fuhrer. He was transporting the missing magic users we've been looking for, including a certain someone's parents. They are here in town. At a chapel east of town. They're being selected. They're being tested and selected. Those who pass continue on. Those who fail are eliminated. A bishop is in charge of this. Where he's aligned, I do not know. And the certain individual that left is actually using a series of boats. He has what looks to be like a freight hauler, but really it's hollow inside as a dry dock for a U-boat. And he is heading to Africa for what? I don't know.
Yeah. He's going to Africa to try to learn how to animate the dead. but you don't know that.
Yeah, just tell him he's going to Africa, and I was not allowed to go with him. It was too sensitive for someone like me to be there, a guest, basically. But he is putting out the feelers for recruitment.
You all right there, Fritz?
I'm good. What am I doing to do? Sorry.
I heard something crunch, and
No,
you
I'm
were
good.
highlighted on making sure you was okay.
I'm good.
All right. So Laura tells you they've been following the path of breadcrumbs left behind by the captured, and at every step of the way, there's been a culling.
Baltimore nods his head and goes, "Yes, it's part of this selection process. They're only wanting people that they can use. Anyone that doesn't meet their standards is cold." But Jing's parents know we're on the trail. They contacted me while I was still traveling with the major. They're worried something will happen here. What that is, I don't know. Possibly another calling. This seems like it's the final test. At least that's what the major alluded to. He said, and I quote, "It's in the bishop's hands. Whoever succeeds will move on to Germany for experimentation and testing, research." I don't know if they're trying to build up magic defenses, magic weaponry, just magic in general. I'm not that powerful in that department, so I honestly couldn't tell you what they're looking for. But the fact that they're collecting it is enough to have me worried.
So me either, but they're obviously after the strongest. They're Darwinism for sure.
Just look at their standards that their leader gives out. They think they're the superior race. They only want superior subjects. They want powerful ones, but they want ones they can control.
My thing is, I get the church involved. The church is out to dispel magic.
Maybe they're after a certain kind of magic. Or maybe this is Baltimore kind of chuckles like the church isn't necessarily the end all be all paragon of truth and justice in the world, as history would tell us, but something tells me either A, this person is aligned the same manner with the Third Reich, has some misguided goal to make a name for herself, or is just the expert in a specific type of magic, and he was selected to be the final judgment.
If we hurry, maybe we can get intercede before they unload the boat and get them.
They've already unloaded the boat. They're very efficient. These
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
these Germans. They unloaded the boat. That's how I was passed the note from Shing's parents. It passed by me. It was a fleeting moment. Very quick. No one saw.
You know, the note, you was going to deliver it, so it's just folded up.
Yeah, pull it out. There's English and
Yeah.
Mandarin letters, and it's like half this note's for me, the other half isn't.
Well, right now we got a tiger that's not going to be able to read anything.
For how long will she be a tiger? Ask the question. And will that be that gives enough time to explain and show and make a plan? For all I know, the testing's already beginning.
It seems like it's been ongoing.
True.
They wasted probably a third of them back in Barcelona.
They're definitely not for just magicians or tricksters. They're wanting the real deal.
Yeah, there's something next level about it. I just can't wrap my head around it.
Like I said, it's almost like they know what they're looking for.
Well,
But-
obviously,
But they're just, to be sure,
they're
Sure.
just casting a net and picking out the best.
exactly. But what strikes me as odd about it is they have their own battle mages from yore that could easily detect this of who would be necessary. It's almost as if they want to make sure there's no one that could counter, in my opinion.
Matthew, give me a tiger perception. There are 2 trucks rolling by below you. Army trucks.
Do they have any connection with what we have seen so far?
Probably very much so. We started with 6 trucks. We started with 4 trucks. Now we're down to 2. They're running tight formation to each other. Soldiers hanging out of the back of them, but you can tell that there are civilians involved. You may at least find out where they're going.
I was hoping to connect with the folks downstairs, but
You still may be able to, but you're going to get their attention. You realize that something's afoot. You really need to go. They're heading east out of town, or deeper into town. They're leaving the dock area. So you feel pretty certain that this is the way they're going.
snuck in upstairs.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to just put my nose out and turn and look into the cafe area downstairs where people will be shocked to see a tiger
Yeah.
coming down from upstairs. Growl around, and if I catch sight of my subjects of
Yeah,
points of interest,
Give me one more perception roll. We'll see if you see them.
there's a button.
Oh yeah, you can make them out. They're right below the stairs as you start down them. You can make them out. They're trying to stay out of sight of the door, but they're right in your line of sight as you emerge from the upstairs room.
Okay, we'll growl at them. Just that should get their attention quite easily.
So you want to give enough to grab everybody's attention or just theirs?
I cannot give only enough to grab just their attention. If I'm making noise, I will grab the entire.
Your coffee reverie is, with the roar of a tiger from upstairs, quickly empties the small floor plan of this place.
And then that had the desired effect.
Yeah.
Looking at them, I'd just walk out the front door and head east. That we're on trucks.
Either she's wanting breakfast or something's up, Loris.
She's heading east, so probably something's up.
Yeah, either she's after breakfast or something's up. So you guys Scooby gang after her out the door. Everybody give me a perception roll. Okay. The rest of the gangs had more workings with the tiger than you have. So she takes off at a bold run, and Fritz says, I see them. They're up there. I make them out. Laura says, okay, I think I squints and says, I think I see it. We need to find us a vehicle quick.
Look around. Are there any vehicles available?
They have finished cleaning up the rest of the crates and unloading that flatbed. 5 will get you 10 that the keys are still in it. So Laura's going to try it. Really gives these guys a bad day. All right. So that didn't work. Whoops. Had the silly thing in reverse. But that's okay. She gets it figured out. And you guys press on. Somebody just needs to alert the tiger to get into the back.
Someone just growls at it or meow meow meow.
Ew, but she can understand what you say perfectly.
So give me a tiger dexterity. See if you can get in the back of a moving vehicle.
All right. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay. On the face. She's running along at this point about 20 miles an hour. So to try to
Yeah.
jump up there. Boom, boom.
I'll give you another shot at that.
That's her all over the place tonight.
This episode. That gave some drama to the effect. There no animals were actually harmed in the filming of this episode.
Hey.
All right. You guys tail the convoy on up the side of this large hill, and you get first sight of this complex. Of course, you can just make out the walls from down below. You can tell there are guys mounted on the walls guarding it, but the trucks pull on in that open gate there. You can get probably won't be able to drive past it, but you might be on foot, be able to get above it where you can get this kind of top-down view on it. There's a mixture of what appears to be the guys in red appear to be church guard, and then there's some German military milling about as well. Have been offloaded. They're very quickly evacuated and shuffled into the cathedral proper. And that's where we're going to leave it.
Thank you, sir.
I
When we,
appreciate it, see?
when we come to this again, we'll be down to what's actually going on inside that cathedral. They'll give you some time to plot out a plan on how to get in.
That's easy. The tiger charges
Yeah.
at the guards. Yeah,
You still
everybody
got
else can do with that, whatever, but
you still got 8 hours worth of tiger time. So
yeah, not gonna waste it. And she also had some other charms, that are gonna stay in effective while she's a tiger. So yeah.
Yeah.
She's pretty formidable like that.
oh yeah. And I'm sorry for the blipping, guys.
Not your fault. Don't worry about it.
Folks, you have a great night.
All right. You take care, man.
Oh, we'll do. Any other questions or anything?
Oh, not for me.
Abuse?
It's all good.
All right.
Y'all take care. Have a good one.
So I
Good
guess,
night, y'all.
all right. See you, Peg.